Hi, I'm Dave Gahan and you're watching Billboard. The Soulsavers thing has become like, it's almost like my second band. It's a real thing. With Rich, you know, he's in Stoke in England and I'm in New York City, and I'm very confident that he's going to send me ideas and things that I'm going to respond to. Not always, but most of the time. And I like to then take that idea and just live with it for a little while. Sometimes I get ideas for melodies and lyrical ideas immediately. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. For instance, on the song Shine, that was this slide blues guitar part, which I already had formulated an idea that immediately I remembered, and it matched perfectly with this part. So sometimes things like that happen, and it's like a magical moment. You're like, how did this happen? How did we weren't in the same room, but somehow we wrote this song together. This time we spent some time together in the studio, like in New York. We did a lot of the gospel stuff, singing in Electric Lady, and we did all the strings were recorded at Sunset Sound in LA, and so that was all done live. And a lot of the bass parts in LA is by Martin and Noble as well. We're in the studio together, so that was different with this record. And it's very important to us that the overall feel of the album is as if all those musicians were in one room together at the same time, working off each other. The soul and blues and gospel aspect is definitely there on Angels and Ghosts. You know, there's something about that kind of genre of music which really appeals to me and inspires me. I don't know what that is. I mean, when I was a kid, I was forced to go to church, and I hated it, you know, and was terrified of it as well, the things that were read out of the Bible and stuff. But one thing I really loved about it was the music. And I loved singing, and I was forced to sing and stuff. And maybe that's where I got my chops, I don't know. So does nothing worth the meaningless and forgettable. I think there's always been a spiritual sense to Depeche Mode's music, and I think that carries through into the Soulsavers music as well. And I certainly feel that that translates to the people that come and watch us perform. It becomes kind of like a whole thing that it's almost like a spiritual experience, you know, when you're performing on stage and with an audience as well. You're all kind of in the same place at the same time, experiencing that same feeling, which to me is what I love about music, and what I still love about music, and I still love about performing, is that you can create your own little world. I think Angels and Ghosts, as opposed to Like the Dead Sea, has a more hopefulness to it. The Like the Dead Sea was, I think, maybe a little darker, definitely more introspective. And I think that Angels and Ghosts has that same darkness to it and moody quality, but it's looking outwards. I'm kind of lyrically using what's outside of me, and then I internalize it and kind of see how that fits with me. I would say Angels and Ghosts, it's more worldly, but at the same time, my own personal relation to how I think life is, and my place in it, or quite often my place not in it at all, and my frustration with that, wanting to be part of it, but really feeling quite separate. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I think we all feel like that from time to time, but I love to put that into this imaginary character, which It's loosely based on me, I guess.